Welcome hobby enthusiasts, I'm Benne here at Minimal Tabletop, and today I show you how I paint the Skitarii Vanguard with very simple painting techniques. The trick here is to paint the legs and the upper body separately from each other, and to paint the painting steps in a slightly different order than usual. So, let's get started. First of all, I prime the legs and the upper body of the Skitarii black. Then I dry brush the entire model anywhere mechanical parts can be seen with Leadbelcher. I carefully build the color with several layers and therefore achieve a great contrast already, because the raised edges catch more color than the deeper and shady places. Next, the inside of the coat is on, which I paint with 2 thin layers of Rakarth Flesh. That is a huge advantage if the model is painted in sub-assemblies, because otherwise you would have a hard time getting to the coat. The purity seal also gets 1 layer of this color. I paint the pants on the legs portion in Dryad Bark, which is a great opaque color. The wood of the radium carbine, the gloves, the leather straps on the back module and the bags are also giving a covering layer of Dryad Bark. I paint a few details on the legs in Balthasar Gold for little visual highlights. I shade the coat with Agrax Earthshade. Then I shade all of the legs, because you can still reach anywhere very easily. Then everything is allowed to dry for a bit. I'm designing the base now, because it's very easy to get to everything right now. I have gotten these green clear resin crystals for the base, which symbolizes the component 24 alpha. I glue that crystal with a drop of super glue onto the base. I've made a small mistake here. The crystal doesn't fit with the code. Next time I'll dry fit it first and put the pieces together before the crystal or basing material are glued on. Now it looks alright. I cover the whole base with Stirland Mud. That is a lot easier as a single part without the code interfering. While the texture paint dries, I work on the energy color. With Moot Green I put on a coat or two so that it covers nicely. I paint the visor carefully with a thinner brush. And then the buttons and lights, just everything I like to be green. I glue the upper body and legs together now with super glue, as I can paint everything glued together during the following steps. With Balthasar Gold I pick out all the metal details on the Vanguard that I'd like to stand out from the rest of the model. This includes the magazine and the ornaments on the carbine, then the machine god symbol and more details on the armor such as connectors, buttons or the helmet visor. For thinner details I definitely recommend a finer detail brush. Next up is the coat, which I paint with 2 thin layers of Bugmans Glow, so that it's completely opaque. The places that are difficult to reach are better reached with a thinner brush. Here's a little painting trick for painting places that are particularly difficult to get. If you only take paint on one side of the brush, you can get a lot better to those spots that are difficult to access without intentionally painting other parts as well. The wax seal gets one coat here as well. Now the base gets dry brushed very roughly with Rakarth Flesh. After that, everything will be shaded with liquid talent. I am deliberately leaving out the green energy effect on the radium carbine, because I want to put it in the limelight later on. The crystal is also not painted in Agrax Earthshade. The rest of the base, however, is. The green part of the carbine is carefully washed with Coelia Greenshade, as well as the crystal on the base. After that, everything can dry nicely. All green energy effects are now highlighted with Moot Green, for them to appear stronger and brighter. I use a narrow detail brush for this to apply the color more controlled as I paint it. The wax seal gets another slight highlight to differentiate it better from the coat. The paper of the purity seal receives the same treatment. Finally, I paint the base rim with Dryad Bark and the Skitarii is ready to march into battle in the name of the machine god. The Skitarii Vanguard are optical, one of my all-time favorite units in Warhammer 40k. And by dividing the painting process into legs and upper body saves you a lot of frustration and time. What miniature do you paint in sub-assemblies and put them together later on? Feel free to tell me about it in the comments. Until next time.